Hello everyone, welcome back to Family Canning in the Sip. Today we're doing red beans, Cajun style.
For red beans and rice.
For red beans and rice. I've got 21 cups, that's right, 21 cups of kidney beans that we soaked for 24 hours. I brought them up to a simmer a little while ago and let them simmer for 30 minutes, and then I let them soak again for an hour after bringing them up because I wanted them to take on as much of the water as I could get them to take on before we start canning. Excuse me. There are several different things to do with this. This is, like I said, this is for red beans and rice. Of course, there is no rice involved. You can't can rice. Don't even think about it. You can't can rice. We were gonna do sausage also, but we couldn't find any sausage that had not been cured. And what I mean by that is this had the nitrates and stuff put in it and then smoked, because it doesn't turn out real good. They don't say you can, they don't say you can't. A lot of things do say not to. So based on that, we're not putting the sausage in it, simply because we couldn't find any that was not been cured. I am working on somebody making some, but that hasn't come about yet. They're trying to get the flavor and stuff down right. And for you folks that know, that would be country pleasing. That's where we tend to get a lot of our sausage links from, is from them. And they are actually working on doing a sausage that doesn't have a cure in it, the nitrates and stuff. But anyway, 21 cups of beans. And what we're fixing to do now is we're fixing to add the rest of the ingredients so everything can get going good. We used garlic powder, granulated garlic powder. Believe it or not, that's 4 tablespoons. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 4 tablespoons. This, crab oil and Creole. I didn't put all of this in yet because I wanted you to see what we were doing. I'm putting in 3 tablespoons of this and only 1 of that. I've already put the 1 in there, and I've already put 2 tablespoons in the mixture. This is 2 tablespoons. That's going to be our Cajun seasoning for the red beans.
Yum.
And it'll have a little heat, and we'll taste the broth as it cooks to see if we need to add anything to it or not. But crab oil, 6 tablespoons of crab oil, 2 tablespoons of your Creole, Tony Cesarose, however you pronounce it.
Tony Saturns.
Saturns, whatever.
That's the
That stuff. Granulated garlic powder. We'll also be putting in 6 bay leaves in there, along with.
We've been chopping this morning.
We've been chopping. That's 6 bell peppers.
Chopping.
10 cups of celery chopped. And was it 4?
3.
3 large onions that are going to the pot. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in now.
I'm gonna grab the camera and come over here and watch you do this.
You can see the beans.
They look so good.
See how pretty they are? The color that's come out of them.
Those
everything
are
is.
dried beans. A bunch of dried beans that we soaked for 24 hours. There goes the
And with
celery.
celery. Bell pepper. Onion. This is going to make somewhere in the neighborhood of 21 quarts. Yes, that's a lot, but just think about it like this. We'll spend probably maximum amount of time of cooking and preparing and pressure canning, probably in the neighborhood of 4 hours of that today, not counting the cooking of the beans. To have 21 meals ready to eat, other than cooking up some sausage and some rice,
And sausage is optional. And for me, rice is optional.
And I said, how many leaves?
6.
6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one bigger leaf. 6. Now, why they would put this on bay leaves is beyond me, but they do. I'm gonna turn the heat back on. And I'm gonna bring this back up to a simmer, and I'm gonna let it simmer for 30 minutes. Also, I'm gonna add some more water. I wanna cover it up by about 2 inches. And once it comes to the simmer, I'll let it simmer for 30 minutes. Then we'll shut everything down, and we're gonna start jarring everything up. So when that takes place, we'll bring you back, and we'll see y'all then. Okay, we've got it up to a simmer right now. It just came up to a simmer. And what I'm fixing to do next is add some of this. This is Better Than Bouillon organic chicken. Better Than Bouillon. If y'all haven't tried any of this stuff, it's really, really good. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna start layering the flavors to this red beans. What I'm gonna put in here, I'm gonna put 6 tablespoons of this.
You know, look at it. That smells amazing.
There's 2. You see, it's really, really thick. So what I'm putting it in right now is the beginning of the simmer, so it'll all get blended in real good.
If y'all have never tried the Better Than Bouillon, even the beef, the chicken, I use it in soups, stews, gravy, you name it. It has got such wonderful flavor. And this is the organic brand. And we did a little taste test before we put the bouillon in, just so we could see what the flavors were, what it needed, what it didn't need. Again, make this to your taste and your family's.
We like ours a little on the spicy side, not real spicy, but a little on the spicy side, not hot. And after this chicken, Better Than Bouillon chicken broth is cooked in, we'll taste it again. You may add a little of our freshly ground cayenne pepper. May or may not, it all depends what it tastes like when it's done. So now we're gonna let this simmer for 30 minutes. Let that Better Than Bouillon get all mixed in there, and it should have a killer flavor. Like I said, we'll come back and taste it in about 15-20 minutes, see what it needs, if it needs anything, which with me cooking, I doubt it's gonna need anything. But when we're done with the 30 minutes of simmer, we're getting ready to start jarring everything up. We've already got our jars cleaned and in the oven. Just waiting on this. When this is ready, we'll bring you back. We'll see y'all then. All right, everybody, we've got the beans and celery, bell pepper, and onions. It all simmered for 30 minutes. We're going to start packing the jars. We're going to pack a couple of jars here in front of you. Then we're going to stop. Ain't no sense in y'all watching us pack 21 jars. But we're going to start packing. And once we're done packing all the jars up, we'll bring you back and show you going into the counter stuff. Until then, we'll be back in a little bit. Bye. All right, everybody, we've got it jarred up. The only thing is, we only ended up with 14 jars, not 21. So I had 2 canners set out. Now I'm only going to use the big one because I can get all 14 jars in the big one. Anyway, we canned everything up, did our normal, wiped the lids down, debubbled, put our hot lids on in hot jars, screwed our rings on, finger tight, with a little bit of additional tightness. And now we're fixing to put them in the canner, and we'll let it go for 90 minutes on quarts. If you're doing this in pints, it'd be 75 minutes, but in quarts, we're gonna go 90. And once it's done, we'll bring you back and we'll show you what they look like after they come out of the canner. Pay close attention to the color, because it's gonna be different when it comes out.
Ain't that pretty, y'all? I'm all about ain't that pretty, y'all. That's what we should have named this. Ain't that pretty, y'all?
When we're done, when it's done canning, I'll go through the process of getting everything sealed up again for you. And now just let me get all my jars in here. I'm only going to do 7 on the bottom and 7 on top.
And we have dinner for tonight.
That's always a plus.
Yes. Just enough left over for dinner. And I don't have to cook.
When I'm doing this like this, I probably need to show you this.
I'm coming.
When I'm double stacking in the monster canner, come right here, babe. You see where my jars are? I'm not setting directly on top of the jar, I'm offsetting. Last jar, 14 of them. Right down in the middle. All right, again, when you're doing them with all American canners, remember to oil your lid up. What I'm talking about, if you look, see it's flat across there and then you get that little ridge coming up, that's where you're sealing at. I don't know if you can see it. Right there. That's where you're sealing it. So I just go all the way around with the oil. Do the same thing on this. 'Cause this is where it's going to seal up at. Good. Again, I don't clamp them tight, just snug. That's that. We'll let it push out steam for 10 minutes. Once it starts pushing out the steam, when it's done pushing out steam for about 10 minutes, I'll put my weight on there. We're going at 10 pounds pressure. We're going for 90 minutes. And after that's done, we'll bring y'all back and we'll see you then.
We're back.
We're back. I wish you could smell this.
The house smells amazing.
The smell of these red beans is just is unreal. Oh, hush. Our dog decided to speak up a little bit. Anyway, we went 90 minutes in the pressure canner, and the big one, the 941. After 90 minutes, I shut it off. And I let it cool down for an hour, then I removed the weight and the top and let it sit 10 minutes. So what I might do now is take them out and let you see what the finished product looks like.
Smells good. That's some red beans right there. That's good eating in the neighborhood.
Like we said earlier, all you gotta do is warm up some rice, some sausage, and you'll be ready to go.
Dinner will be ready. And this really wasn't that difficult of a recipe other than chopping up the onions, the bell peppers,
And the celery.
and the celery. The rest of it was pretty much easy. I would say. It's one of our easier recipes so far. But oh Lord, the smell is so wonderful. So guess what we're having for dinner tonight? Red beans and rice. Really?
What?
So if y'all have any questions on the red beans, free red beans and rice, let us know. Go to our YouTube page. Please share. Please subscribe. Like our videos. And let us know what you think. Or as Wheeler would call it, describe.
That
Give
is
us
what
a
it is.
thumbs up and
Subscribe.
describe.
That's it. 14 quarts. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 quarts. Like she was telling you earlier, it is a pretty simple recipe. The longest part was soaking the beans 24 hours and then cutting up the vegetables that went in it. The rest of it's pretty quick. We probably spent an actual cook time or actual preparation time, not cook time, maybe
30 minutes.
30 to 45 minutes, maybe.
And we have 14 meals. Unless Jack eats with us and then,
We might have 7 meals.
yeah.
But anyway, that's it. That's your red beans for red beans and rice. Like I said, all you gotta do is warm up your sausage, cook you up the sausage, put over in it. 10 minutes time. Time it takes to do your rice. If you use instant rice, 10-minute rice. No lie. 10 minutes you're eating. If you're
Or you
rolling
can
over
just
it.
put this over rice and no sausage.
No sausage.
That'd be awesome too.
Anyway, thank y'all for watching Family Canning in the Silk. And as you can hear, we've got something else in the other counter. That's the Mexican chicken, enchilada chicken that she's got going on. We've got another 30 minutes on it before it comes out. But
Have a
anyway,
busy day.
God bless and y'all take care.
Thank you.